everyone, Christine here. Today we're doing the 5th video, which is the Penny Oxidation Lab. So here we go. This is what you need. So what I have some pennies. Here's some pennies. They're kind of dirty, so we need dirty pennies to do this. You're going to need salt, clear white vinegar, and I have some water in a bowl. Plus you need a non-metallic bowl, which I just got a nice glass bowl here, and a plastic spoon. Alright, so let's get started. So, the first thing you want to do is, I'm going to move my computer just a little bit, film this away. Face the kitchen. Okay. So, what we're going to do is we're going to take our bowl here, and we're going to put a quarter of a cup of vinegar. You can see the video swirling around there. Quarter of a cup of vinegar into the bowl. Then we're going to take a tablespoon of salt, which I need to move. Oh, and you will need paper towels for this. I forgot to mention this. I'm sorry. We're going to take our tablespoon of salt and we're going to dump it. And then we're going to take our plastic spoon here that I have, and we're going to stir it around. Now stir until dissolved, till all the salt is dissolved, which it shouldn't take long. So we're going to stir away. It's taking a little longer, so be back when the salt is dissolved. Okay, and we're back. I have completely dissolved the salt. As you see, there's no salt or anything in the bottom. So salt is dissolved. Oh, that's a spoon. But it's okay. It's a plastic spoon. So what you're going to do is you're going to take some of your pennies, because the first thing we're going to do, we're not going to blue and green them, we're just going to clean them, make it all nice and shiny. So what you want to do is take some of your dirty pennies, and you're going to drop them in the bowl. I'm going to just make sure they're all good. I'm going to try to detach some of them so they're not all like up on top of each other. Now as you start to see, they've already started, like this one right here has really started to clean up. So it shouldn't take too long to clean these pennies, so we'll be right back. Okay, so I have exactly waited 5 minutes. It only takes about a minute for the pennies to be cleaned, but I waited 5 minutes because the longer the better. So here we are, some of our cleaner pennies. They're not too clean, but they're definitely clean. There's a noticeable feature in this one and a couple of the other ones. So this is a good method to clean pennies and not just oxidize them, which is what we're going to do. Not with this batch. I'm going to let another batch go. So I'm going to put these pennies, these 7 pennies I have in here, there's only 7. So I'm going to put these ones in water, because they're a good way to clean them, and you'll rinse all the vinegar and the salt. And then I will be back, and we will have oxidized pennies, which you use the same formula, just don't add water. So I will show you I will be doing that next. Okay, and we are back. Hello everyone again. I am going to now do the penny oxidation side of the experiment. So what you're going to do, you're going to need the same materials. You're going to need your bowl, your spoon, your vinegar, and your salt. So I have my vinegar. Put my vinegar in my bowl. My tablespoon, which is falling, of salt. Now it's off. And then I'm going to stir it and put the pennies in. So I will. Okay. So I have restirred a mixture, and I'm going to put more dirty pennies in. They must be dirty. Don't do them with clean pennies, I guess. We just do them with dirty pennies. So you hear the little tinky sound. That's me putting the pennies in. All pennies are in. So I'm going to go down again. You can see them. Going to make sure they're spread apart. As you can see, they're already cleaning a little bit. Well, a little closer. They're cleaning already, and they already have the tint to them that they're getting cleaned. Give me a second. Okay. I do that just because they're on top of each other. I'm not a fan. It doesn't look organized, and I couldn't really see some of the oxidation, or some of the cleaning happening. So I'm going to let these pennies sit for a few minutes, and you won't really know because it's going to be a time skip. So I have left the pennies go for 5 minutes, maybe a little longer. I didn't really keep track. Because the longer you leave the pennies, the better. Okay. So, we still have them in here. I still have them in a little bowl. So, to oxidize said pennies, we're going to take them out of the vinegar salt solution and put them on some paper towel and let them dry until they have that dark, or not dark, but green-blue tint. So that's what I'm going to do. I'm going to put them on a paper towel. So observe me doing this. I'm going to use the spoon to get them out of here because I don't like vinegar. It smells nasty and I don't like to touch it. So, got a couple here, and I'm going to, I spread them out on the paper just to be on the safe side. So that's what we're going to do. I still don't like vinegar, so I'm not touching them. So, mix them around a little bit more. Get that more copper off them. Ooh. There we go. Okay. We got a couple more here to get out. Ooh, I even have a Canadian penny in here. So we'll see how the Canadian penny does too. So, I forgot I had the Canadian penny. So we have one penny left. Oh, ooh, it slid back in. Oh no, ah! Okay. So, all the pennies are out. They're here drying. So we're going to leave them dry, and I shall return. And then they should be oxidized. But before I go, you can do this also with something else. I have a few nuts here, and use the same solution. You don't dump it out. You don't get new solution. You just put your nuts in the solution. So we're going to do that. So here we go. Oh. I'm not touching the vinegar. Yuck. Okay. So as you start to see already, the nuts have gotten a little darker. Especially like this one right around the rim. They get a little darker. This is due to the copper coming, binding, that's still in the solution, binding to it. So, okay. That did that. The nuts are in there. So now we're going to wait for the pennies to oxidize, so I'll be right back. It should be about 30 minutes. So the pennies have oxidized as of now. We have our wonderful green, blue starting. I have separated everything out. Gonna pull this back just a little bit. Here are the bolts. As you can see, they're darker than they were in the beginning of the video. That's because the copper has attached to them. We have our really bluish green penny here. I'm going to hold it up a little closer to the camera so we can see. The other ones are starting to turn, but they're not as turning. Like there's one here. These are the clean pennies. They have not oxidized because we put them in water. Okay, so I can see myself. So what happens to make said pennies oxidize? So I wrote my little notes. For this particular experiment, we have taken off a layer of copper from the pennies, and the layer itself has gone. So when from mixing it with the vinegar and the salt combination, the copper atoms combine with oxygen molecules to form copper oxide, which is then, or oxide is oxidation. So it is a combination of the copper molecules from the pennies combining with oxygen molecules. So that is the penny oxidation experiment. I hope you all enjoyed it. It took a while. So it was at least a half an hour for these to dry, so it takes a minute. But I hope you all had fun. I had fun doing it. I hope I'll see you in the next video. Bye bye!